The primary goal of the Traffic Law and Substance Abuse Education (TLSAE) course is to A. Teach basic car maintenance skills. B. Educate new drivers on the effects of alcohol and drugs on driving ability. C. Promote advanced vehicle handling techniques. D. Provide defensive driving certification. 2. Which of the following best defines impaired driving under the TLSA framework? A. Driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs that reduce physical or mental control. Driving after taking prescribed medication as instructed by a doctor. C. Driving late at night without proper rest breaks. D. Driving a vehicle that is mechanically unsafe. 3. What is the legal blood alcohol concentration (BA) limit for drivers aged 21 and older in most U.S. states? A. 0.02%. B. 0.05%. C. 0.08%. D. 0.10%. 4. When developing TLSAE curriculum, which principle of adult learning ensures learners connect content to personal experience? A. Abstract memorization. B. Experiential relevance. C. Passive observation. D. External motivation. 5. Which type of drug is most likely to cause drowsiness and slow reaction time while driving? Antihistamines. Stimulants. C. Diuretics. 6. A driver under 21 years of age is found with a BAT of 0.03%. What law applies? A. No law since it's below 0.08%. Zero tolerance law. C. Implied consent law. D. Dram shop law. The term implied consent refers to A. Agreeing to random roadside checks at any time. B. Agreeing to take a chemical test when suspected of DUI. C. Agreeing to vehicle searches without a warrant. D. Agreeing to pay traffic fines immediately. 8. Which of the following is an evaluation method that effectively measures TLSAE learning outcomes? A. Attendance count. B. Post-test performance and behavioral observation. C. Lecture participation. Time spent in class. 9. Alcohol affects which part of the brain responsible for judgment and decision-making? Cerebellum. Frontal lobe. C. The occipital lobe. 10. A mentoring technique that best supports new TLSA instructors is A. Assigning solo instruction immediately. B. Shadowing experienced facilitators with reflective feedback. C. Providing written guidelines only. D. Limiting class interaction. 11. Which traffic law enforces the requirement of seatbelt usage in all vehicle positions? A. Child Passenger Safety Act. B. Mandatory Safety Restraint Law. C. Vehicle Safety Compliance Law. D. Speed and Safety Regulation Act. 12. When designing TLSAE materials, which curriculum development step ensures compliance with state education standards? A. Creating unverified handouts. B. Reviewing legal and regulatory requirements. C. Relying on outdated materials. D. Omitting state-specific topics. 13. Which of the following is a consequence of a DUI conviction? A. Reduced insurance premiums. B. Suspension or revocation of driver's license. C. Waiver of driving tests. D. Immediate reinstatement of privileges. 14. What is the best communication strategy for teaching adult learners about impaired driving risks? A. Listing penalties only. B. Using real-life case studies and discussions. C. Reading the law verbatim. D. Showing lengthy statistics without context. 15. A driver refuses a chemical back test. Under implied consent laws, the penalty is typically no penalty. B. License suspension. C. Verbal warning. Reduced fine. 16. According to TLSAE curriculum principles, which teaching method most effectively promotes retention of safe driving habits among adult learners? A. Memorization of traffic signs through rote learning. B. Scenario-based discussions using real-world examples. C. Reading long lists of state laws. D. Passive video viewing without interaction. In the context of TLSAE, regulatory compliance ensures A. Content is legally accurate and state-approved. B. Instructors create their own course structure freely. C. Students can skip mandated lessons. D. Courses are shortened for convenience. 18. When alcohol is consumed faster than it can be metabolized, it results in dehydration only. B. Increased alertness. Intoxication. D. Enhanced motor control. 19. The most effective way to mentor a TLSE student struggling with content is to A. Reprimand the learner. B. Use guided questioning and examples. C. Skip difficult topics. D. Assign extra memorization tasks. 20. Which method best evaluates the long-term effectiveness of TLSAE training? A. Participant satisfaction surveys. B. Observation of reduced DUI incidents among participants. C. Instructor feedback alone. D. Number of enrolled students. 21. Which body system is most affected by alcohol consumption? Muscular system. Nervous system. Circulatory system. Endocrine system. 22. The zero tolerance law applies specifically to A. Commercial drivers. B. Drivers under 21 years old. C. Drivers with medical conditions. Pedestrians. 23. Which curriculum component provides the framework for TLSAE learning objectives? A. Lesson feedback forms. B. Course syllabus and state standards. C. Random activities. D. Instructor preferences. The first step in the TLSA educational process is to A. Review learner feedback. B. Identify learning needs and objectives. Conduct exams. D. Deliver lectures immediately. 25. Which communication skill is most effective for engaging adult learners in TLSAE discussions? A. Dominating the discussion. B. Active listening and open-ended questioning. C. Reading slides verbatim. D. Avoiding student feedback. 26. A person's coordination is primarily affected by alcohol's impact on the cortex, cerebellum, parietal lobe, occipital cortex. 27. In evaluation methodology, formative assessment refers to A. Assessing final course results. B. Providing ongoing feedback during learning. C. Conducting state audits. D. Reviewing instructor credentials. 28. What is the main purpose of the Traffic Law and Substance Abuse Education TLSAE program? A. To issue driving licenses to first-time applicants. B. To educate new drivers on Florida traffic laws and the effects of substance abuse. C. To provide therapy for individuals with addiction problems. D. To train police officers in DUI enforcement. 29. The Dram Shop Law holds which entity responsible for serving alcohol to visibly intoxicated individuals? A. Law enforcement. B. Bars and alcohol vendors. C. The individual driver. D. The driver's family. 30. What is the safest course of action if a person feels impaired after consuming alcohol? A. Wait 30 minutes and drive. B. Drink coffee before driving. C. Call for a ride or use public transport. D. Roll down the window while driving. 31. The process of aligning TLSA learning outcomes with testing criteria demonstrates A. Communication strategies. B. Curriculum alignment and evaluation consistency. Mentoring style. D. Instructional convenience. 32. Which factor affects the rate of alcohol absorption? A. Type of vehicle driven. Food consumption. C. Air temperature. Sleep duration. 33. In mentoring, the best feedback method for improving an instructor's TLSAE delivery is A. Vague compliments. B. Specific, timely, and constructive feedback. C. Public criticism. D. Ignoring mistakes. 34. What is the most immediate effect of marijuana use on driving? A. Enhanced alertness. B. Slowed reaction time and impaired coordination. C. Improved decision making. D. Increased concentration. 35. Which adult learning principle is most relevant to TLSA's focus on real-world driving consequences? A. Problem-centered learning. Abstract theory. C. Competitive learning. D. Rote memorization. 36. When evaluating TLSAE effectiveness, which data source provides the most accurate measure of behavioral change? A. Learner self-assessment only. B. Follow-up studies on driving violations. C. Instructor perception. D. Course attendance. 37. The purpose of reflective learning activities in TLSA is to A. Encourage personal connection to driving choices. B. Increase lecture length. C. Reduce assessment frequency. D. Simplify compliance. 38. Which communication barrier most interferes with effective TLSAE instruction? Open dialogue. B. Instructor bias or judgmental tone. Use of relatable examples. D. Neutral facilitation. 39. A key mentoring strategy that supports knowledge retention among TLSAE learners is A. Storytelling and scenario-based feedback. Rapid content delivery. C. Removing interaction opportunities. D. Written tests only. 40. Which of the following is an early sign of alcohol impairment while driving? A. Improved coordination. B. Slower reaction times and poor decision-making. Increased focus. Decreased fatigue.